back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie Thanksgiving. This movie in particular is a slasher horror flick that got its basis from the mock trailer that was played right with 2007's Grindhouse. This is not the first film to be done in this manner since we've gotten Machete, Machete Kills Again, and also Hobo with a Shotgun. I'm still waiting for Machete Kills Again in space. But I don't know if we're ever going to get that one. Either way, after finally watching this movie recently, I'm super excited to talk about it. The movie story follows an axe-wielding maniac who terrorizes residents of Plymouth, Massachusetts after a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy. Picking off victims one by one, the seemingly random killings soon become part of a larger, sinister plan. Well, I absolutely loved this movie. For a modern-day slasher flick, I was pleasantly surprised how remarkable it truly was. It doesn't go without saying that it doesn't have its own fair share of issues, but I'll elaborate on those later. For now, I want to talk about what this movie does great at, which all includes how it's inspired by older slasher movies, the neat special effects for the over-the-top graphic gore, the wonderful direction by Eli Roth, and also the great cast. If you love the older slasher flicks from the 70s, 80s, and also the 90s, you're going to love this movie. It's got plenty of camp, dark humor, and plenty of graphic gore to go around. Speaking of the graphic gore, it is over-the-top, grotesque, and true Eli Roth fashion. If you're familiar with his past work, you know you're going to expect some pretty nasty stuff to happen, and this movie makes no exception. As many horror movies I've seen, there are a lot of parts that even made me wince, so that's quite the remarkable feat for this particular movie. I will say that the practical special effects used for the grotesqueries are very top-notch looking, and I was very impressed. Speaking of director Eli Roth, I think this is his best movie yet, and I also think he has come a long way from his first movie, Cabin Fever. Remember that one? Anyways, this new movie just shows how well put together it is with its amazing direction. As far as the talent in front of the camera goes, there's a plethora of new younger actors that I'm not entirely too familiar with, even though they were pretty good. However, there are some familiar faces as well that include Patrick Dempsey, who everyone may know from Grey's Anatomy, and also Rick Hoffman, who always plays the most pretentious characters in a lot of movies. Other than them, I couldn't tell you who anyone else was. Speaking of the characters, they are so completely unlikable to the point that they all deserve their untimely fate. I don't know if they were intentionally done that way, but I could not simply stand them. As weird as it may be, I was actually rooting for the bad guy. When it comes to the writing, let's just say that it was intermittent. Some parts were good, and there were some parts that were not. I knew better not to expect too much out of a script for this kind of movie, but still, it could have been better. On top of that, I thought the ending was super predictable right from the beginning. All issues aside, I absolutely think that this is an awesome movie, and it should be checked out by everyone that deems themselves a horror fan. Overall, Thanksgiving is quite the bloody fun slasher flick that completely has the capability to become a holiday cult classic. As sick and twisted as it may be, it doesn't hide the fact that it is a very entertaining fright fest. While it's not a perfect movie by any means, there is plenty of room for improvement. I give this movie a B+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up my real reviews.